Everybody, James Bible study. We're going to be going over some biblical wisdom for success. We're going to be studying the wealthiest person in the world who was worth $2 trillion. Some studies say a study of King Solomon. So we're going to go through a couple of things here. If you're not yet subscribed, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube as well too, so you can find this and other cool stuff as well. But there's a saying that if you do what they do, then you can make what they make. So if you want to have more wealth and more success and more prosperity in your life, it goes to show that why don't we just study the most successful person that's ever lived? So King Solomon, if you know, I'm going to go through First Kings chapter 10 here. It's fascinating. And you might think Elon Musk is rich or Bill Gates is rich, or comment below, who do you consider wealthy in the world? Maybe it's Mark Zuckerberg or gosh, who's the Amazon? Jeff Bezos, right? But did you know that the most baller person in the world was King Solomon? Now, how successful was he financially? First Kings chapter 10, verse 14, just one of many. Now, the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 666 talents of gold. Now, you might not know how much that is, but it is, some studies say that it's around $1 billion a year of gold was given to Solomon as a payment. It's a lot of money for anybody. Okay. In fact, with all of the different types of wealth that he got, good morning, everybody. Did you know that King Solomon was projected, his net worth was projected to be $2 trillion? He was the first trillionaire in the world and the only trillionaire in the world. This guy was so wealthy, he had so much gold that it said that gold devalued because he had so much of it. Right? What's up, Bill? He had so much gold, he didn't know what to do with it, that he literally ate off of plates of gold. So this guy had a lot of wealth. And I think if we want to succeed more in life, there's a lot of things that we could look into with King Solomon. And if you would like to have that amount of success in your life, put a 1 in the comments below. And there's nothing wrong about success, there's nothing wrong about prosperity, but there are certain principles that in the Bible it talks about how to achieve biblical success. Now, I will say, not all of us are meant to be multi-billionaires. I'm not preaching a prosperity gospel. I believe God has a different call for everybody. However, there are certain principles that if we put into action, you can see more success in your life, right? So I'm not promising we're going to be multi-trillionaires, and that's not even the goal. In fact, if you look at the secrets of what Solomon did, he did not even wish for gold. He did not wish to be a multi-trillionaire. So here's one of the first things to look at. What did Solomon do to end up achieving that amount of success and that amount of prosperity? Well, the first thing is he didn't want it. He didn't ask for it itself. It says in 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 5, in Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream at night, and God said, ask what you wish me to give you. Now, I want us to really think about this. If God came to you today and asked you, you could have one wish and you could have anything you want in the world, what would we honestly say? To be honest, I don't know. I'd like to say that I'm going to say what Solomon asked for, but will I really? If you know the story, he asked for wisdom. I'll go into that in a little bit, but I don't know. What would we actually, I want us to check our heart on this one. Because to be honest, I might think things like, well, I want to make sure that my family never suffers financially. I want to make sure that, honestly, for me, I would think and we might say nice things, but to be honest, I don't know. I think I would be selfish. I'm just, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I think with selfish things first, right? I want to make sure that my family's good. I want to make sure my business explodes. I want to make sure that, I can be blessed tremendously. Like that. That's honestly what I think. And then I would think of things like world peace and, helping other people. But the reality is my heart by itself wants to satisfy me. Okay. And maybe you're better than I am, but that's where it goes to, right? However, this was the big key for success. And it says that the heart is deceitful, right? We are born broken. We are born disconnected. So if you just look at a baby, like they're the most selfish people in the world, right? It's like it's just how we're born. But here was a big key that happened is Solomon asked for something interesting. And this is what he said. He basically says, "Hey, you showed my dad, King David, a lot of self-righteousness. And now, he's basically saying in First Kings chapter 3 that he's really, really young. He said this, your servant is in the midst of your people, whom you have chosen, a great people who are too many to be numbered or counted. So give your servant, here's the key, give your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, to discern between good and evil, for who is capable of judging this great people of yours?" Okay, here's the principle. What did Solomon ask for to achieve success? It was, God, you gave me, and every single one of us, one of the purposes in life is that we're not put here just for ourselves. We're put here to serve other people. You hear it in all the personal growth circles, right? Tony Robbins says the secret to living is giving. If you believe that that is true, put a 2 in the comments below. Your life was not put here for you. Your life was put here for other people. So what Solomon asked for is, give me wisdom so that I can better serve the people that you have put in front of me. Now, perhaps for you, that is you being a parent with your child. Perhaps for you, that's you in your workplace with your coworkers and your partners. Perhaps with you, you've been entrusted. I coach entrepreneurs, so you've been entrusted with maybe the life of a client. Maybe it's with 10 clients, maybe it's with thousands, maybe it's with tens of thousands, right? It's whoever it is that we've been entrusted with. And everyone's been given a different set of talents and opportunities, and that's okay, right? We all have been given a different hand. But what we all should ask for is, God, give me the wisdom to be able to serve the people you've placed in front of me the best. That's what he asked for. He didn't ask for trillions of dollars. He didn't ask for tons of money. Now, those are not bad things to have. But if you want to have success, success is being able to serve the people that God's placed in front of you. In the New Testament, Jesus comes on the scene, and Jesus says, he was asked, how do you become the greatest in the world? How do you become the GOAT, right? Greatest of all time. And he said, find a way to serve the many. Our life is meant to be served to other people, right? So in your businesses, find ways to better serve. Find ways in the places of dominion that you've been given, the places of responsibility, the places in your workplace, the places in your business that you can become the best at helping those for others. Okay? And this is what God said back to Solomon. So he said, wow, all right. Now it was pleasing in the sight of the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. Now, I want us to really heart check this, because it's easier said than done. Because when I read a story like this, my first reaction is, of course, I'm going to ask for that. But to be honest, my natural response is, I don't know if I'd ask for that. I'd want to ask for the wealth, not the wisdom, right? But there's a principle here. Ask for the wisdom. And it says in Proverbs 18:22 that the blessing of the Lord makes rich. It adds no sorrow to it. So if you do things right, you can actually help a lot of people. And in a business setting, it works really, really well. It tends to be that in business, if you help and serve more people, you get paid. So it kind of works that way, right? So God said to him, because you have asked this thing and not asked yourself a long life, nor have you asked riches for yourself, nor have you asked for the lives of your enemies, but have asked for yourself discernment to understand justice, which is honestly the other things aforementioned. That's kind of what most of us would probably naturally respond to, right? Behold, I've done according to your words. I've given you a wise and discerning heart, so that there has been no one like you before you, nor shall one like you arise after you. And he will also give him riches and honor. Interesting. God's looking all throughout the world for people whose hearts are committed to him, as it says in the Bible. So the question that I ask for us today is, if God did ask us one wish, and here's the biblical principle for success, would we ask the way that Solomon asked for? Would we ask for the discernment, the wisdom, the ability to have God's wisdom so that we can be a blessing to other people? Because if we do it that way, then God will be able to gift you with those abilities, those talents, those opportunities. And our job is simply to be able to steward the things that he's given to us. It says that every single gift comes from the good, every good and perfect gift comes from God above, the Father of the lights that are never changing, right? So ask for the right thing. And then there comes blessing with it. That is awesome. How awesome would it be to know that you're being used by God in the most incredible ways in your businesses, in your lives to serve other people? And God kind of rewards that as well, too. Okay. So here's the notion then. How do you achieve wisdom? How do you start this journey? And Solomon pens in the book of Proverbs here his greatest tip of all. He says this, Proverbs 9, verse 10. How do you get wisdom? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. So if you want to have wisdom, what is wisdom? Wisdom is God's perspective in a situation on how to do the right things to yield the best results. Wisdom is God's perspective. So imagine you can get God's perspective in every single opportunity in your life, in your business, in your finances, in your dealings with other people. How do you get his wisdom? Well, the only way to get his wisdom is you got to ask the person that is the owner of the wisdom. And that comes with a fear of the Lord. What is fear of the Lord? It's not being all afraid and scared and stuff like that. The fear of the Lord is a honest reverence. It's like a respect. It's saying, God, man, you're the owner of everything. You're the gifter, you're the creator, you're the resource, you're the ultimate source. So God, I just want to ask you to be able to give me a wise and discerning heart like Solomon, so that today, not that I can fulfill only my needs, today I can be used by you to serve the needs of the people that you've entrusted me with. And whether that's one person or 10 people or 100 people or 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people, whatever that it is, if we keep this heart to serve the Lord, to ask for his wisdom, to help his people, every day, if you continue to do that, you will see how success will surely come. And with that is the secret. All right, everybody. So with that said, continue on. In the next days, we're going to dive deeper into this Bible study of King Solomon. There's a lot of things that we can learn from the wealthiest person in the world, but there's also pros and there's also warnings that is given as well too. But what's amazing is today, to start it off, is seek him and seek his wisdom. And think today, just pray to yourself, God, give me the wisdom today to show up the best today for the people you've entrusted me with. You start to go on that journey, God will continue to unveil and reveal the next steps that you need to take as well too. So next days, we're going to dive in further. If you enjoyed this, like this, share this, subscribe to my YouTube as well too. We put this and a bunch of other replays there as well too. And if you want a free video, by the way, on how to get unstuck and how to get God's presence in your life, there's actually a video I'd love to give to you. It's in the links in the caption, but it's miraculousbreakthroughformula.com/free video. Check that out. I've been hearing a lot of amazing stories of people following that and achieving some amazing breakthroughs as well. And have a blessed and awesome day. All right, everybody. Great to see you.